Hi, everyone. Good morning. It's Margaret Manning here. Welcome to 60 and Me. It's a bright and sunny day today, and I hope that yours is starting well. I am drinking a cup of lemon juice this morning because I got a bit of a sore throat, so I'm just taking it easy, and my lemon juice is helping me. So I'm going to have a sip right now, actually. I think it's one of the nicest drinks, actually, in the morning. Just a lemon and honey. It's beautiful. Anyway, I hope you're doing okay. Hope that you're having a great, great day wherever you are in the world. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. You have no idea how much I value you and how important you are to me and to my life and to each other's. I've watched people developing friendships and starting conversations with each other, and it really means a lot to know that you're doing that. I want to remind you, by the way, to get out to our website. We have started publishing a lot of interesting stories, and at 60andme.com, you'll find just a wealth of information on everything from well-being to beauty and fashion to entertainment, events, current news, innovation, all kinds of cool stuff. So please give us a visit out there at the website. And also, I want to mention too that we've got another community we started recently called Patreon, which is it's a smaller group of women who want 60 and Me women who want a sort of a more private and personal conversation. It's a site where you can contribute to help fund 60 and Me with a dollar or $3 a month or whatever you can afford. But it's something that we decided to do because we want to grow this business, and we don't charge a membership fee, and we don't really ask for money in that way. But Patreon is a way to do that for us and give us a hand at the same time, to actually join a communication with other women in a more personal way. And we do monthly live shows where I get online and we talk to each other just in a conversation. So there's some benefits to it if you're interested. Patreon.com/60andme. So what are you up to today? Are you thinking about travel? I always think about travel pretty much every day. So there's an article I wanted to chat with you about, which is by Anne-Marie Mershon. Anne Mershon, who wrote about solo travel. And I want to read the quote she started this article with because I think it's so cool and kind of sets the tone. And that is, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail, and explore, dream, and discover. And that was Mark Twain. And I think he's absolutely right that, when we look back in our lives, we'll see the times that we just went for it, took a trip that we really wanted to do, even if it meant, running out of money or just not being able to do something else, it was worth it. I mean, I certainly look at all my travel experiences. I don't regret a single travel experience ever. And when you get to be older, your husband maybe or your partner doesn't want to travel. You want to go places that maybe others don't. So a lot of times you end up traveling by yourself. So Anne has put together this article, which I think is really cool. It's about how to stay social when you're traveling solo. And I think it's a really good reminder that you don't have to be alone. Now, some people really love traveling alone, and they just do it purposely, and that's the way they travel. But if you are a little more social by nature and want to talk to people when you're on the road, but you can't quite, convince someone to come with you, here's some things you can do. The first thing is, when you are out having dinner, when you're dining, ask for company. I mean, tell the restaurant that you're alone. Say, hey, I'm here traveling alone. If there's a table where you have like a communal table, I'm happy to sit down and share with other people. Or if someone else is sitting by themselves, I mean, just say it. I know it feels kind of awkward to say it, but you just start a conversation. And if it's a place in Europe, I think you'd get great response. In fact, you often see tables that say, this is a communal table, just have a seat. And maybe in the States, it's not quite as common. But I think if you start a conversation on your travels, you will, if you want, find someone to sit with. And by the way, they give you lots of ideas. I mean, when you sit down with someone who's local, just say, oh, I'm here just for 4 days. Where should I go? They are more than happy to give you advice and suggestions. Another thing you can do is make connections at breakfast time. Now, breakfast is actually a really good meal to sit down with other people, because normally if you're in a hotel or hostel or B&B, you are in a small space, and you can always say, can I join you? Is it okay if I sit down with you? And some people will say, no, I prefer to be alone, or they have got their newspaper up and they don't want to be, or their phone, or we all hide behind phones, don't we? That you can actually say, is it okay if I sit with you? And maybe you just have a solo breakfast if you want, but that's a good meal to actually connect. Another one is to stay in places that have socialization. Now, a lot of hotels these days are doing, happy hours or kind of social hours from 5 to 6, or people check in and they know they want to meet people. So they just have a little set of canapes and some drinks, maybe even just orange juice or just a tea. And you can just go down from your room and just chat with someone. And maybe that person is looking for a dinner mate that night, and it all works out. In European countries, this is actually really, really cool. And also the co-living spaces that we have written about quite a bit are perfect for this, because they are places where you can rent a room. It's kind of like a B&B, but they're designed for travelers who are working and traveling. So if you, for example, just want to be in that environment, go to coliving.com, and they have places all over the world where you can rent a room just as in a hotel. But it's usually a big house or apartment building that's been converted. And there's usually great internet there too, which is great, and facilities. So that, and they have built into their offering ways to get together and socialize. Another thing is to plan an interesting activity every day. And this is fun too, because I've used a company called Viable. And Viable is where you can go and kind of hire someone to show you around a place, or take you on the subway system if you're not so sure how it works. And you'll go up to viable.com, check this, enter your city that you're going to be visiting, and then just look at all the things people are offering. And for $20, $30, they'll take you out for a couple of hours and show you around in a way that you wouldn't do. You're not a local. So that's one. And also Airbnb does this now. If you go to Airbnb looking for a room or a house or apartment, it also says experiences. And then you can go up there and check out the experiences, which are, well, all kinds of things from what I just described, like, going out for a tour of the city, or going to a show, a concert, or learning pottery, or learning about local textiles, all kinds of stuff. It's really, really cool. Got something on my tooth. Another thing is to take a bus or a tram. I always take the hop-on, hop-off buses because they're great. You get on and you can just hop on in different locations around the city, and then you can just stop when you're finished. And another thing to do is just get on a bus, super cheap, and just stay on the bus, come right back in a circle. I've done that here actually in my town, because I don't speak German and I don't know where it's going. So I just get on the bus, pay for a full, like a day pass, and just stay on the bus. And it comes back where I started. And I've spent an hour watching, well, not just watching people, but, learning about the place, and you can just experience a new city or town that way. You can join museum tours, lots of tourist site tours, like the top 10 places. You can choose a safe pub. I have one down the road that people sit outside, so you don't feel kind of, in a place you don't know. You can have a drink outside. It's very, very cool. And you can also take tours that are designed for like matching ages, for people over 40 or 50. And you'd be surprised. Trust me, what's available these days for solo travelers. The only thing that's missing is the tour companies charging you like a double fee for the supplement, for the dreaded single supplement. But sometime soon they'll figure it out. I swear, the first cruise line that figures out how to have a ship of 4,000 rooms instead of 4,000 people, but 4,000 rooms for singles, they will be the most successful cruise line ever, I think. Don't you? I really do. Anyway, maybe not 4,000, but maybe 2,000. But I know all the ships they're building now are just, so designed for couples and maximum space and money. But I think a few have some solo rooms. Not too many. Norwegian, I think Cunard has a few, Holland America, but 10, 12 rooms out of 200 or 2,000. Anyway, I ramble on about one of my bugbears. So I guess I'd like to ask you, what do you do when you travel solo? How do you stay social? Leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a chat and compare notes. And next time you're traveling solo, perhaps you'll get some ideas. Thanks everybody again for being here. Please tell a friend about 60andMe. Join us on the website, and just thanks again for all that you do to make this a vibrant and dynamic community. I just love having you all here. And tell us what you do to stay social when you're traveling solo. Take good care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye bye for now.